You got a lot of growth ahead of you.
Yeah, for sure. So after reselling constantly with Flight Club and now seeing Gold and StockX enter the industry and really take off in less than 2 years, really convinced me that there's still room in the sneaker industry for resale and streetwear industry. So the fact it's still emerging, like time is now to try to enter it. Every day, Gold and StockX are getting more popular, more recognized. So the time is pretty much like now to make a move on. And I feel like there's still an opening because Gold and StockX are really just like two big companies. They aren't really like down with the people. And they aren't really there for like lower prices and try to improve the sneaker culture. So the fact we're going to have like a 10% consignment rate, so hopefully our prices are going to be much cheaper than both Gold and StockX. We're going to have quicker cash out times for the sellers so they can get their money faster authentication time so we can ship to the buyers faster. They're just trying to make the whole system improved and also more innovative. You know, at 18 and being a sneaker reseller, much more knowledgeable about what's going on currently in the sneaker and the streetwear industry than Gold and StockX, just two big companies that are just in it for the profits and for the money. So I feel like my knowledge and my experience can go a long way.
And you're right, because that's important. Like I said, like the reason why like Adidas is so popular is because they right there with their customers. Like, you know, they're listening to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they looking at their reviews and stuff. They looking at everything. They trying to be as much close to their customers than anybody else. And I like that because the what's it called? Golden StockX.
Yeah.
Right. When it came out a couple years ago, right?
Yeah. Goats came out in 2016, and StockX was like early last year.
Yeah. Cause I remember they was talking about it. I remember I was on YouTube and they was talking about it. And it's interesting because it's basically like the stock game, but like with shoes and stuff, which is like reality. Because, you know, prices on shoes is like houses and cars and stuff like that. Like they'll go up and go down.
Yeah, they really fluctuate.
But with the vision that you have for your company is more like you really love sneakers and you really want people to get what they want. And that's very important. Like, it's always about like you said, it's always about the demand, but also it's always about the relationships you build with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want them to always come back, and also you want them to refer people to your company and stuff like that. So, I love the vision, man. Like, that's what's up, man.
Thanks.
So, 5 to 10 years from now, where do you see your company at? Where do you see yourself at first?
Well, ultimately, I hope to start my own sports agency.
Oh, I'm the same way. That's why I'm doing the podcast, because I want to meet new people, network with new people, but also I want to, you know, build relationships so I can start my sports agency as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I went to school. My bachelor's, I went to school for sports, and for my 2 master's degrees are in like sports, but my MBA is more focused on like revenue and generation, so it's more focused on like the pricing and like, you know, advertising and marketing and things like that. Because like you said, like you want people to come because you don't want the prices to be too high. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be somewhere fair. So, like, right now I'm studying how to make a price where I can make enough money back, but also to bring people in and stuff like that. Because 20 years from now, I want to have an agency like now, but like 20, 30 years from now, I want to own my own professional team. You know, so, like, right now I'm just trying to get the idea of how to run that as well. But, My bad for cutting you off. That was just interesting because, you know, I'm trying to be a sports agent as well.
Yeah, it's great. So I was studying. I was a freshman, so at Drexel in Philly. So in the fall, I went there for the first semester, and now I had to take a withdrawal temporarily. I'll be going back next year, but for now to focus on ZBKicks and make sure it takes off and it grows well. that's why I'm going to spend the rest of this year focusing on ZBKicks. But I'll be going back to school next year, and then focusing, of course, still on ZBKicks, but then continue my education in sport management.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's a growing industry, man. Like, it's like sports in general. Like, the industry is growing because there's always something, new. And now that, fashion always been a part of like sports, as far as like sneakers and like jerseys and things like that. But you starting to see that a lot of professional teams, a lot of like even colleges are like, they want to get into that, that fashion driven like industry. Like, you look at Oregon, you look at University of Maryland, see all these schools, and even like the professional teams and things like that. Like, I seen like the alternative jerseys. Like,
yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, like the Heat got the Vice, the Miami Vice ones. I love Utah's. Who else got some fire alternative jerseys? I think Golden State, Houston. But yeah, man, that's what's up. Ain't Drexel known as a basketball school too as well, right?
Yeah. They're best sports basketball.
They they still in the Big East.
They're in the Colonial Conference, actually. So they're in the same conference as Delaware. Who else is in there? Like Elon and North Carolina. Oh, okay. It's like up now. It's a little bit smaller conference, but it's still good basketball, Division I. Yeah, they still. Yeah,
I think they went to the playoffs one year. I think because I was heard about Drexel.
2 years ago, they were pretty good for a tournament.
So as far as sports, I know that you're a Knicks fan. Do you watch football or baseball?
Yeah, I'm a Vikings fan and a Yankees fan.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay. Well, I don't know about the Yankees. I don't know about that. They kind of they broke my heart when they got my boys Stanton.
Yeah, I love Joe Carlo.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm not a Yankees fan, but like I will buy his jersey. What do you think about like the moves that the Yankees made this year, knowing that they were short of going to the World Series? Do you think they will go this year?
Yeah, I think they have a much greater chance of going. I mean, the fact now they're going to have Stanton, the same lineup, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
That's a cheat.
Yeah.
That's a cheat code. They go back to Golden State of baseball. Like, they got all them hitters. Yeah. They got good pitching. Like, I can't even be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? But and you say you like the Vikings. The Vikings had a great year, but now they in a situation where, they don't know if they want Ted, because Teddy gonna be a free agent. I think all of them gonna be free agents.
Yeah,
I think
they're all free agents. Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. So what do you think the Vikings should do? Like, do you think they should sign at least two and let the other one go, or do you think they just need find like a new quarterback in the draft?
I think they probably should let Bradford go because he gets hurt way too often, and he's still going to get a pretty huge contract. I was seeing that they projected that he could still get like a 3-year, $60 million contract because so many teams are in need of a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And also in this draft, the quarterbacks in the top, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, they're really going to need some development in the NFL. Like, they're not going to be day one starters, week one starters. That's why someone like Bradford is going to be really wanted by other teams. But in my opinion, I think they should probably keep Bridgewater, give him a 1-year contract, and make sure that he'll stay healthy this year. Mm-hmm. And maybe draft a quarterback like the second or the third round. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Teddy. Before he was healthy, he was doing great and getting better, really athletic, really good runner.
Yeah, Teddy, that's home team. He's from Miami, so we always support. I remember when he first got hurt, that was in practice too. We always like, damn, like, and no one even touched him. It was just like one of them freakish like injuries, and I was one of the people that said it. Like, they should at least give him like a year or a 2-year deal with an option, just to see, how he does, how he deal with the injury coming back from it, because I feel like for him, he got a lot of promise. I don't know. I just feel like for someone like him, he needs that chance with all that talent. You know, with the offense, and then of course the defense. To me, the defense is like one of the best, probably low key the best defense in the league. But you know, the Eagles, it was just their year. The Eagles just, you know, Nick Foles, even with that situation, I feel like. What you think they should do with him? Because I think they should keep him because they don't know when Carson Wentz gonna come back.
Yeah, it's tough for the Eagles. They got to make a decision there. I mean, it might piss off Wentz if they give Foles a huge contract for him to be the backup, because then it puts a lot of pressure on Wentz coming back that he plays well, and especially in Philly. I mean, you know, they just won the Super Bowl. Their fans are crazy. I mean, even if Wentz comes back and struggling, they're going to be after him and saying, "Oh, put Foles back in." So the Eagles are going to have to make that decision. Yeah. I mean, Foles, he's probably better off going to another team and trying to lead them, because still Wentz will be the starter, I'd say, when he comes back from his injury, because of how well he was playing. I mean, he was arguably going to win MVP because of how well he was playing. So even though Foles won the Super Bowl, it's kind of like that situation like with Ohio State, like when they won the championship with like Cardell Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the fact that he was able to lead them to a championship. Yeah. And then the next year they still were like unsure if he should start the team for this team.
Yeah, because even that situation, they had like 3 quarterbacks, but I think who moved the receiver? What's his name?
Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton Miller. To me, I think he could have been a decent quarterback in the league. Honestly, he had an arm. He just had his injuries, you know. So
yeah, he's really fast.
And then
and they're talking about Lamar Jackson now. If he's going to stay at quarterback or he's going to shift to wide receiver.
They need to keep him at quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
You know, I hate the fact that they always trying to, you know, put an athlete that's at quarterback to like receiver. I'm like, this man is about 6'3". You know, he's not big like how Teddy was, because Teddy is a little bit bigger than him, but like in like weight wise, but he still got an arm of a cannon, and he's like the next Michael Vick, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's really similar to Vick. He's got that speed.
So, before we close the podcast, where do you see your company now 5 to 10 years from now?
In 5 to 10 years, that's a lot of time considering like how much the Golden Stock X has emerged. But hopefully in 5 to 10 years, we'll have a huge impact and consistent impact in the sneaker and the shoe industry. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the tide changes in sneakers and streetwear in 5 to 10 years. I mean, will Jordan still have the popularity it has now? I mean, especially with Jordan's age. I mean, he's 55 now. In 10 years, he'll be 65. And that's stretching a long way from his playing career. I mean, that's the thing now of keeping him afloat, is that there's still so many fans of his, and that were fans of his from his playing days. But now, like the next generation, who didn't have the opportunity to see Jordan play at all, it's going to be interesting to see how Jordan brand changes. I mean, I think focusing on collaborations is going to have a huge impact on keeping Jordan brand really hyped and have good resale value. So that's going to have a huge impact. And also, Adidas, is Adidas going to continue to grow? I mean, they've been really innovative with the Ultra Boost and the NMDs. Now they have like the 4D sneakers that are really cool. So it'll be interesting. And Supreme, just evaluated as a $1 billion company, taking on investors for the first time. I mean, right now, it looks like everything's in great shape as it stands right now in 2018. So hopefully the resale industry will continue to do well over the next 5-10 years. And if that's the case, we'll hopefully have an impact on it, pretty considerable amount. So that's the goal. And of course, me starting my sports agency, so hopefully I'll be able to have both things somewhat aligned. Because of course, athletes and celebrities love sneakers and love plugs. So they're pretty connected, I would think, sports agency and a sneaker consignment business.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what's up. And like I said, we gonna meet each other at the top, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having you on the show. You know, we gotta have a part 2. cause my computer about to die. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. But